What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ask Rinde. I'm Rinde Adebayo, digital entrepreneur, real estate entrepreneur, and thank you for joining me today. If it's your first time at the channel, please hit the subscribe button and smash the like button. Share the video. Before I get started on today, I really want to thank everyone for basically the overwhelming response. I've gotten all your emails, I've gotten your calls, I've gotten your messages via Instagram, Facebook, and I want to say thank you guys really for just really letting me know that what I'm doing is really helping so many people. I've been surprised. I mean, I've gotten contacts from all over the country, and it's amazing to know that I'm able to help people wherever they are, and through this medium, through meeting you guys. So my goal really is to share a lot of value and to give people a way out. I think in life, my motto is, I've always shared this before in the past, that you're either known for two things: the problems you create or the problems you solve. And I want to be a problem solver. I specialize in real estate. I specialize in marketing. I'm an expert. I've been in the business for about 16 years, and I'm versed in everything regarding real estate, from foreclosures to short sales to distressed properties, whether it's probate, divorce, tax liens, basically you get the gambit. And I've done so many transactions, so many deals, helped so many people over the years. And my goal really with this channel is to uh, have a medium to reach more. And I know that sometimes, people are facing a situation where they feel like it's impossible. There's no way out. And I want to tell you that there is a way out. There is a way to navigate yourself out of seemingly impossible situations. And when you're dealing with real estate, people don't realize this, but it is very difficult for a person to stay focused on anything when they're concerned about the roof over their head being taken away from them, or their roof over their head not being secure. You can't really function because where you live is really kind of like your foundation for stability for everything that you deal with. So the goal with me sharing is really to kind of reinforce and let you guys know that there are ways to navigate yourself out of situations. When it comes to real estate, the banks tend to be the big bad wolf, and that no one can take them down. And we prove that time and time again that through our expertise and through the knowledge of navigating these things, we know how to take them down and how to really go combat them, fight them, power to power. So with that being said, today I want to talk about what is a short sale and how to short sale a property. This is something that even people that I've come across that have had or are in a short sale situation, they don't even know what a short sale is. Sometimes we'll consult with clients and we'll talk to them and say, well, your property is a short sale, and they're like, well, what is that? So in essence, a short sale is when the net proceeds of a property, of a sale of a property, falls short of the debt that's on the property. So in essence, basically you owe more on the property than what it's worth or what you can sell it for. Okay, and so that's what a short sale is. This is a very intricate process. There are a lot of reasons why people fall into a situation of short sale, and the two primary reasons are the person themselves falls behind in making payments to where the payment or the debt continues to accumulate where it surpasses the value of the property. That's number one. The number two, which is what everyone saw happen in 2007, 2008 during the crash, the real estate bubble, the real estate crash, what have you, is where the market in general goes and implodes. And what happens basically in those cases where, let's say, a person is not behind and a person is perfectly fine, meaning that their payments are on time, they're current with their mortgage, but the value of their property is based on the other properties that are similar to it around it. So in the U.S., we use something when it comes to valuing properties, we use something called a comparative market approach, which means people who appraise properties, people who value properties, appraisers, they use a comparative approach where if your property is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, they're going to then come see the property, take pictures, and they will assess the value of that property based on similar homes within a certain radius and also based on a certain timeline, generally 6 months. So, for example, if I were to appraise my home today, appraiser will come to my property, take a look at the bedroom count, take a look at the bathroom count, take a look at key things, and then they would actually compare that to similar homes that have sold within the last 6 months that are within generally a 10 or 6 mile radius around my property. So that's how the properties are valued. Now, what happened with the crash was similar. Basically, everything, all the properties that were nearby or the properties that were in a specific area, they actually the values dropped because there were so many people and so many foreclosures. So all the values dropped. So that then, in essence, created a situation where there are a lot of short sales. Some short sales were not even in foreclosure or in a threat of not paying. They just were in a market where overall the property values dropped and their debt was up here. So the way we approach it generally is very simple. I mean, obviously, if you're in the tri-state area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, you can call my office. You can reach out to my assistant, and basically we could talk to you and help you. If you're outside of that area, I have a referral network. I can definitely refer you to whoever our partners are across the country to help you in your situation. But the main thing is that what I wanted to share with you is the fact that there is a way to do a short sale. There's a proper way to do it. When you fall into a situation of distress or foreclosure, the lender will generally send you out a packet, and that packet basically will offer you options to resolve your problem. One of the options is basically doing a deed in lieu, which is where they would like for you to deed the property back over to them and walk away. There are intricate issues regarding that. I would say this. I'm not giving legal advice, but I would say that you definitely need to speak to someone who's very versed and an attorney or an expert that is versed in that, because there are issues that come with that you want to be aware of and make sure so that you don't find yourself stuck with debt after you walked away. The other thing that they would actually offer you is a loan modification. Now, a loan modification is where you remodify the loan and it helps you, keep the property. I'm going to do a specific and a separate video on that. I'll have a lot of requests and people have asked me how to go about that, and I want to make sure I do a separate video for that. But I want to say is that there is a way to do a loan modification successfully, and that allows you to keep your house. We do it all the time. We have like a complete setup of how we do it and execute it, and that's something that we do. So my email is askrindenow@gmail.com. I will definitely leave a link below to a guide to help you to be able to start that process. And so check the description box. But that's a separate video. So with the loan modification, that's the second option that they'll give you to be able to keep the property or to resolve your issue. And generally the third is a short sale. And basically a short sale is where the lender already knows that you owe them X amount. They know that, what they don't know is that they don't know the condition of the property and they don't know the value. They have to actually conduct research and they have to conduct an investigation on that to be able to establish that. But they do know generally what you owe them. So if you decide to choose the short sale, then there's a way to go about that to actually get it done successfully. So what happens is that when you apply for a short sale, they'll send you the package, you apply, you have to actually submit hardship information to them. You have to submit to them a reason why you would like a short sale. And then that's where the process begins, because there is a setup and a web of tasks that need to be done in order to complete and get a successful short sale. And so what you'll need to do is, after setting that up, you need to basically find a buyer for the property. And once you have a buyer for the property, that contract gets submitted. But I want to say this: you cannot short sale a property without a real estate agent. You cannot, because what happens basically is that the lenders now. I'm speaking from the aspect of New Jersey, which is where my market is, Bergen County. The lender requires certain things regarding the property to prove and show to the investor, which is backing the loan, that this is a probable and this is a viable decision to make to short sale the property. Different rules vary regarding different states. So what I would say is that if you have a question regarding your state, you can shoot us an email and make an inquiry with us, and we'll try to help you get the data that you need, the information that you need. But what I will say is that generally what happens is you have to have the property marketed, find a buyer, and then the process begins. You have to submit paperwork along with the contract of sale to the lender. The lender then reviews it, and they send out what is called a BPO agent. A BPO agent is BPO stands for broker's price opinion. So this is an independent broker that is independent of obviously whoever in my case, for example, I short sale properties here all the time in Bergen County, and I'm an agent. I'm a real estate agent, but then the lender will send out another broker that works for them that does these all the time, and they'll come and they'll assess the property, and then they'll go back to the lender and tell the lender, this is what we found, this is what we believe that the property is worth. This is our price opinion. Okay, so that's the first thing they'll do. They'll do a BPO. Then they'll send out an appraiser. The appraiser's job that works for the lender is to assess and get the value of the property, to establish the fact that this property does need to be short sold. So once the appraiser comes out, then they submit. So the bank now has a BPO agent's opinion, and they also have an appraisal. Then they actually go through a review. They look at your history. They assess the entire picture. They speak to the investor, and then they'll come back to you with an answer. What happens is that a lot of times, if you're working with someone who's not versed in this, the lenders nowadays, they want full price. So they'll rather take your property back at foreclosure than actually short sale the property, because they know they can get it on retail. They can take the property back, short sale the property, auction it off, either get the money that they want at the sheriff sale, because there are so many investors that are desperate, that are looking for inventory, looking for properties. So they're buying properties at auctions, they're buying properties at sheriff sales, and the lender will happily allow that to go to sheriff sale and take the money back, because the fact is that they'll take the property back either there, or they'll take the property back for $1 or $100 at the sheriff sale, keep the property, basically either winterize it, or generally what they do is, it's called the gestation period. And what they'll do is they'll secure the property, meaning just, turn the water off and all that. And then they'll hold on to it for a little bit and then put it back on the market for retail. So they're not really inclined to short sell a property to you. They're not desperate, because it's a seller's market right now. It's going to be a seller's market for the next few years. So there's a way when the lender comes back with a dispute where they deny you, that then you turn it around and you can go back at them and basically get the short sale done successfully. Again, we execute that very well. But the main thing I want to share with this video is that many people say, well, if I short sale a property, what do I get out of it? What's in it for me? Well, we get our sellers, on average, we petition the bank, even though the bank is losing money and they're actually taking a loss on the property, we get our clients money. And sometimes we can get them anywhere from $5,000, $10,000 to $15,000 at the closing. So that means that you can actually short sell a property, get the debt wiped off your credit, and at the same time, still walk away with thousands of dollars to either get somewhere where you're going to rent, or you're going to basically be able to buy something else. So, this is a process that's done. It has to be done very strategically. And certainly I'll be happy to help you with any issues that you have. The goal with this is really just to be able to make a difference. And for me, I look at it where my history, I do a lot of transactions quietly, but I feel that with the need and the demand that I've seen from a lot of people, I want to have an annex to be able to reach out and see how we can connect and change more lives. So, if you have any, questions for me, and if you have more challenges, or you have property that you want us to take a look at, please send us an email, askrindynow@gmail.com. I have a lot of resources on my website, askrindy.com, And my phone number is 201-855-7575. I'm going to be doing a new series specifically on foreclosures. I will be releasing that in the next few weeks. Please look out for it. The link will be in on my website. It'll be actually something that we'll be doing a campaign on, because we believe that there's going to be a new wave of foreclosures. Many experts behind the scenes have been talking about this, and with the climate that we're seeing, not just here in New Jersey on the East Coast, we're seeing some things and some beginning traces in Nevada, California, Florida. So we are seeing that there is going to be another wave. It may, we don't know if it's going to be as bad as before, but the fact is that this is something that's always going to remain. People are always going to be in foreclosure. People are always going to need short sales. It's never going to go away. And the reason why I'm saying this, because it's not something that I wish would be. It's just something that is, because it's life, you know. We're living in a world where, you know, things happen, you know, and that's why I always tell people, never assume because a person's in foreclosure or in a distress situation that this person is just, you know, my staff. I mean, we're very trained. We're very, 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 not only just sympathetic, but we're very sensitive to the fact that, you know, you don't know what a person's gone through. You know, you don't know they bought the property, everything was fine, they had a job, everything went well. You know, a sickness could hit you, a job loss could hit you, a person could, you know, a spouse could walk out. I've had situations where people's spouse just walked out on them. You know, they have 4 or 5 children, they just walked out, got up one day and just walked out. You know, there's death that happens. So with all of that said, you know, it affects where people live, it affects life. And, you know, you need to be able to have a place where you can go talk to someone that can help you navigate the process, strategize, look at the situation, and figure out the best way forward. And sometimes you have to basically think, you know, it's enough that you're going through it emotionally. You need another pair of eyeballs on it to be able to give you genuine, safe help, because there's a lot of predators out there that will charge people for loan modifications, and I'm going to talk about that in my video that I'm going to do on loan modifications, that they'll take advantage of people, you know, in these situations. And, you know, no one should be kicked while they're down. No one should be kicked, period, but you definitely don't kick people while they're down. And I think I mentioned this to you all in another video, that my mom got taken advantage of in a situation, and we had to, you know, fix that. So, you know, it happens to everyone. And so with that being said, I want to say that I'm here for you all. I look forward to growing with you all. And thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share the video. Hope this helps many people out there. And I'll see you in the next video.